Hi, folks. Nick Tockert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. God, I love my evening intro. It's so much easier on my throat. But before we get into the usual shenanigans, the last episode of the 2022's uh, Historical Fencing Guild live stream, this is it. When I come back next week, it'll be 2023, and all manner of things will be shifting and changing. But before we do that, we got to talk about the folks who pay our bills. So first and foremost, a huge shout out to Joe Bachman over at Joe Bachman Technologies, who has sponsored our StreamYard service, as well as the amazing good folks at patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild, whose generous donations help me keep the lights on, afford trainers, and basically upgrades like having functional audio and video equipment. We're also made possible by sales of the Big Stompy Robots core rulebook in games and novels, The Simple Sword, the easiest, simplest, best way to go from I've never held a sword to how to sword fight in one volume, and the continuation of that series, The Fighting Axe and The Simple Spear. All three of these are available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/Nicholas Tockert. That's me. And as our own Cindy Kep is so prone to say, don't forget to tip the host. So if you wish to throw a couple bucks my way to help me keep what I'm doing going into 2023, it is great. It will be privately and gratefully thanked and publicly if need be. All righty. We'll go quick through the comments, see who's come through the door. I have to apologize. Well, actually, let me do that first. Apologize. There was as it's so well quoted, a technical difficulty in that I forgot to hit create when I was setting up the videos for this week. So instead of this being done somewhere Saturday or Monday night, it wasn't done until just before the show, which happens. So let's go through the comments and we'll talk about what we're going to talk about. I have some things on my mind. But first through the door is Bladed Thesis, although Joe Bachman was in the back. Here I come to watch the stream. Wow. Wow. A Mighty Mouse reference. Oh, that takes me back. We are having technical difficulties? Yes, we are. That's why Joe checked on me. And hello, Thesis. Hello, Foxy. Hello, Joe. Evening. And hello, Cindy. Don't forget to tip your host, which I've already asked, patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild to support my adventures. We figured it was something like that. It happens. Yes, it has been... I play all my cards out, so you guys know that I use a breathing machine when I sleep because I have severe obstructive apnea. Not just sleep apnea. I forget to breathe when I'm awake. But certainly while I'm sleeping. And my machine had a slight error that I did not notice. So I woke up really out of it after a very short night and had to crash. So my plans for today kind of got tanked because if I don't get my sleep, I am not exactly the most functional of people. Yes, breathing is oddly important. It's why I talk about it so much to students. You have to keep track of your breathing. And why is that? 1 second. There we go. Sorry. Yes, I'm old enough to remember Mighty Mouse. Not only that, but Kitty found the complete series of Hong Kong Phooey for Christmas. Hooray for Captain Spaulding. Yes. Oh, wow. We are just going back. I skipped a few, so let me make sure. We caught Cindy kept sneaking in and hiding behind the curtain. We figured that. Let's see. Yes. Get big stumpy robots wielding simple swords against fighting axes and simple spears. How do I put this? There is a chance, if I can get through my contract work like a good little Nick, that the Big Stompy Robots may have, in an upcoming novella and expansion, a bit more clang clang melee love. Uh, Things are happening on Praxis 5 as we speak, and as the kind of person who doesn't really plan their writing, I simply go into a meditative state and visit whatever plane I'm hanging out in and go, oh, wow, this is going on, and then do my best to tell the story later. Uh, yeah, the streams may be crossing, in part largely because of Cindy Kep's amazing comments. But yes, that would be uh, amusing. And you can even find Nick's art, deviantart.com/NickT. And, whoop. No, I'm not that old. I saw, and hi, Kitty. Saw it at Walmart, and we just had to get it for him. All right. I did plan to have a special video shot. It was supposed to be shot today. But it will be delayed, and it will be part of continuing the conversation we're starting right now. Many of you know I'm a game designer. I make tabletop RPGs and tactic games. The Hybrids, the Sons of Gods role-playing game, available on LukeStoneStudios.com, #always promote, doink, will be crowdfunding on fundmycomic.com in the middle of January. There are announcements coming out as we speak. It's looking like the hard launch is January 16th. Yes, that is a literally brand spanking new crowdfunding platform, because it turned out that Indiegogo had already shadow banned the game. But I was looking at some of the things that are going on in D&D 5e, and people were complaining about the number of attacks that can go on in a round of D&D. And it's saying that fighters have too many attacks. Now, I was posed a question, and it went up on the Public Guild, that they would like to see a HEMA person or a martial artist do a video response, basically showing how many they can do. So I had a thought. A dastardly, did somebody say spanking? Oh, wait. Oh, you saw it at Walmart, and I just had to get it for him. I understand. And did somebody say spanking? Anyway, we're going to skate past that. I may have to introduce some of you people to another group so we can have other less publicized humor. But they mentioned this, and it was a major complaint because, well, you can only get... I'm sitting here thinking 6 seconds. So my plan was, I have a heavy bag downstairs. I have sword trainers. Let's see how many different styles I can do. And I was talking to our dear friend Richie Asplund, and he was thinking what he could do. He's not sure. So I have a bit of a homework assignment. What I will do is, after this broadcast, I will set up another secret folder, as I've done in the past, and send the links out to the Patreon members. Now, it will be a secret shareable link, which means you guys can put it places where it needs to go. And what it will be is a place to put a video. And any of you who wishes to attempt this as sort of a RPG to reality challenge, including myself. Now, I have nerve damage, I am overweight, out of shape, and dealing with a whole lot of issues. But let's see what kind of raw speed we can generate as a response to this, and then realize that perhaps at the end of the year we'll do it again. Now, I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. I want it to be safe. No live steal, please. Just trainers against something safe. And set up a timer, and we will see what we can do. The reason I'm doing it like this is not just saying, tell me, is because we could be accused of, well, you're just saying that. Yep, 6 seconds against a static target. because we are just trying to see how many. Now, I want to be clear on the criteria. How many shots can we throw in 6 seconds? They do not have to, they have to contact, okay? We're not going to worry too much about calibration here since this is a non-scientific speed study. But I want to see what you guys' high end looks like, and I have no idea what mine looks like at this point in my recovery. But it's important to understand that I am starting 2023 with the hopes of being what I consider back in training, where I've stepped it back up and I'm seeing what I can do. There may be some physical therapy in my future as vehicle abilities open up. My apologies. I had to take my pill right before the thing. We'll try and get video up this week. Excellent. And like I said, I will send out the banner to, I'll send out the link to the Historical Fencing Guild folks, and I will send out the link to anyone who basically reaches out to me in the next, few days to put their video in, and I will try to record one. I would love to get my lovely wife Amanda to do one because she's going to do both. I could get both heavy and heavy and heavy sword and possibly glaive / spear. It would be interesting to see just what we could do. Because 6 seconds, guys. Well, you know what? I have a ticker. It has been 6 seconds since I said I have a ticker. In fight time, that is a lot of space for someone who has been trained. A lot can happen in 6 seconds. So I'd like to see roughly by sheer number of attacks where we are. We can also work on accuracy later. This could be something we can play with as a way to evaluate and hold ourselves accountable. And please, guys, be sure to hit like on this video because I'm fighting the algorithms really hard, and I want to get increased viewership as part of my goal for this channel to get more word out, to get better training out. So that's something we're working towards. Now, I'm not going to change the format. I want to make an intro. I want to do some things to make the episodes a little nicer, and this is still a work in progress. But other than that, I am definitely in the mindset of self-improvement, of training, of building up. And I, as martial artists, and we all are here, everyone in the chat is, whether they want to admit it or not. Yes, even you, Foxy. And definitely Joe, although he's floating between rooms right now. I'll float this to other people too. We'll call it the 6 second challenge. I like that. And we'll try to get it up there. Okay. So that's going to be something that's coming down the pipe. If my hands hold, we may be able to do some more crafting videos because I should be able to take this lovely dude here and possibly attach it to a rig on this lovely dude here and work on things downward facing where you'd be able to see what I'm actually doing. That just requires moving and doing some other things. So we will see if that is interesting. I go entirely by Patreon feedback. So there's that. Now, this is the first show since Christmas. Did anybody get anything fun that they want to talk about guild related? Any new weapon trainers? Any new? I mean, we got to see Thesis got an amazing spearhead. And I actually did not get anything Historical Fencing Guild related this year. which is okay. Oh, how many attacks did the D&D manual say they could hit? Well, that depends on your level. So give me just a second, and what I will do is set up a window, and we will find out together. Okay? So what I'm going to do and of course, technical difficulties run rampant. Let's see. I have to expand this back out to get the button to go present. Share screen. Window. Boom. Share. Alrighty. Oh, because I'm a boy, I'm glad Johnny wasn't here. How many attacks can fighters do in D&D 5e? Oh, D70. Oh, okay. Okay. So, according to them, and according to the site, which Roll20 is fairly valid, beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once, whenever you take the attack action on your turn. The number of attacks increases to 3 when you are at 5th level, when you reach 11th level, and 4 when you reach 20. Now, there is another ability called Action Surge, which basically gives you a second pass at it. So, oops. That means a maximum of 8 attacks at level 20 for a fighter. A fighter's going to throw the most attacks. They say this is outrageous. And some power builders can do other things to get extra attacks. But our goal is to see how many we can get on our turn, which would be 6 seconds. And that's what I want to see us do. Because from there, we'll be able to extrapolate, according to 5th edition, what level fighter we would be. Now, this is incredibly a simplified version, but it's the easiest way to pull out weird balanced skills, or magical components. This is just bonehead. I thought it might be fun for you guys to have an idea, according to D&D, just how high level up you may be by your number of attacks. Right now, my stats kind of stink, but so we're going to do that. I'm going to come here, and I am also going to do that to make my life a little easier. What's this, Foxy? Foxy got new Deerhorn knife trainers? Oh no, how did that happen? I may have had to be quiet for a very, very long time about this. So, do you like them? Come on. Details, child. Let me know. I must know. And Thesis says, I got a new Han Fu, a wooden Tai Chi ball, my spearhead, and a copy of the Jin Jing from ChineseLongsword.com. I can make, okay, Johnny, our boy Johnny Cage, I can punch more times than that in 2 seconds. Who made these stats? Exactly. Who made these stats? I want to know, because for part of my own personal research, as you guys know, I did the hybrids, the superhero basic, the system, the base +2 system. I'm going to do a fantasy one. it is an RPG, but I want to look at things that should be comparable to see, not from a gaming standpoint, but from actual reality. Because how shocking would it be to have someone who has a martial arts background looking into what the weapons do? I think it'll be interesting. And Foxy says, they're awesome. Are you doing Wing Chun with them? Or are you just doing some straight boxing? Do not underestimate the martial art of American boxing, especially for a striker. Pop, pop, pop. While people frown on boxing quite a bit in modern age, there was actually for a long time a huge debate whether boxing was a martial art. It is. Get over it. Sorry, this is something I've engaged with in conversation. But when you add weapons to it, it gets much more interesting. So tell me how they work. Maybe you guys could do a review on them. That would be great for PHA. If you shot a review video and shared it, because I want to see them do well as well. I have to. Okay, yes. Part of 2023 is I have to do a staggering pile of long and medium term weapon reviews on all these trainers and get them out. So as I change my studio setup, I'm going to do that. Foxy goes, they aren't too heavy, though they are a tiny bit thick, but that's good while learning. It is possible to get thinner grip tape, and what you can do is you can cut the paracord grips off and wrap it with tennis racket tape. Trelena, and I don't know where she got it, used to have this amazing, it was like extra insulated electrical tape. It was nearly an eighth of an inch thick padded tape. I used it to wrap the grips on several of my rapiers so I would have good grip, but not too much, beef for the little hands. That is an option. If you are comfortable using them that way, use them that way. We want to see how it goes. Wooden Tai Chi ball. That's fascinating. Fill the gloves with concrete. But yeah, that is one way to do it. Remember, boxing gloves are a weapon. They're not protective. I mean, they're protective, but they're more weapon than protection. And if you don't agree with me, Ramsey Dewey. I just want to say Ramsey Dempsey because it rhymes and he's a boxer. I'm used to Jack Dempsey. But Ramsey Dewey in Shanghai, China. Ramsey Dewey in Shanghai, China. His voice is melted butter. That alone is worth it. But he has a lot to say on that. He's one of those channels you should be following. But I've already knocked Thesis over with them. Excellent. And she actually loved the purple rope grip. Great to hear. If you are happy, rock and roll. They're protective of the hands. Yeah, they're hand maces. One of my favorite weapons of all time were called ale knives. They were short, long knives, short swords, but they had full like wrought iron basket hilts. So, they basically were like punching, not brass knuckles, that's, punching gauntlets with a big old knife at the end, or trench knives, prehistoric ugly cousins. They're really fascinating weapons. And Johnny, if you aren't here, I will be putting up another video. If you want to shoot yourself, just pop, 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 pop. And maybe you're just going to pull the monk flurry of blows because it's unarmed. But how many attacks you guys can all make? And, we'll get a counter set up or something, so folks can keep track. And we'll see. 6 seconds. I just want to see. It may be less than some people think. It may be more. I probably won't have a terribly impressive outing, but we will see. the 6-second challenge is coming, and we'll try that next week. But other than that, no, my Christmas this year was leaned more towards artistic endeavors. Oh, yes, you guys haven't seen it. You notice I'm wearing a new Hawaiian shirt. My wife got it for me, and it's almost all. Hold on, let me show. All femme fatales. It's almost all like comic book women saying horrible things to each other. It's really quite grand. Uh, I love it, and it's a lot of fun. So depends on the person, I bet. Trey, we're joined by Trelena. Hi, I hope you heard about the 6-second challenge. I would love to see you do the 6-second challenge, where you set up a target, a stationary target, because we're just looking for max numbers here. How many attacks can you throw at a stationary target in 6 seconds? Because that is the length of time of a combat round in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And I want to see how far off their numbers are, and or just how freaking high level fighters the Historical Fencing Guild is. Also, while I have you here, Mags my love, you used to have something. It was a type of grip tape that you let me use a couple times. I can't remember the brand or where you got it, but it was amazing. And I realized as I do more trainers and things to get myself back going, I want to. I may need some of that for upgrading gear. So Thesis is faster than me. Okay. So record yourself being a JoJo character. That can be done. Absolutely. I'm stone serious. Kitty says, my roommates gave me 3 new form videos for Christmas. Choi Li Foot, a Chen-style Tai Chi form, and an Indian Shastar Vidya form. And first off, I apologize for any mispronunciations, but that is really cool stuff. My martial arts purchasing will come probably after Christmas, when the finances have rattled around, because I have 9, let's see, 7, I think. Oh god, I have at least 10 nieces and nephews that I tend toward, and then Xander had, we'll just say, a very nerf Christmas. And I did something rather dramatic for Amanda as a surprise, in that she got a giant oversized cuddle hoodie, the new Mercedes Lackey, and a big pressure cooker thing that was rather expensive from my personal account, because she didn't think we could afford it with the normal. And I'd sold some books, so I put that to that. But I'm also getting to the point where, unless I'm reviewing it, the trainers I'm looking for have to fit my specific needs, and there aren't many. So we'll see. So we're determining our D&D levels. This is sort of we'll say, a step in that direction. If that is a direction we want to go, I can find some of the old stats to help you be able to do that. I've done it for like 1st edition, for old school D&D. I just have to check some values if that's something you truly find interesting. And love it. Any weapon, no weapon restrictions, except please no live steal for safety of everyone involved. You can be single-handed, you can be ambidextrous. In fact, the more weapon styles you attempt with, the better I think this will be as a project. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I will set up a a folder with a link for you guys, and I will send it to anyone interested, and then you can just do and go. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see Joe. The wider spread we have, I may send it to Jim if he's still doing stuff. The better it would be. I think it will be educational, not just for the viewers, but as a means of one, seeing how different people fight and apply in a speed drill. And the speed drills are not something I talk about a lot because they're really a fairly advanced situation. But I need to. And it was one of the rap tapes. It might have been tennis tape. I think it was, but it was, I can't remember what brand it was because it didn't need the little extra tab. It was amazing stuff. Well, mine will be ambi because I am. Yeah, weapon wise, I go both ways. Same, Foxy. It just amazes me that the little one we babysit when I write my name with both hands. Oh, it amazes the little one. Yes. It's always fun to do that. Shouldn't the DMs just rule that the damage was dealt in 3 or 4 slashes during the round instead of one big swing? Seems like an easy fix. Hold on. But what do I know? I don't play. One, we could fix that at any time. It would not be hard to set up a guild RPG day where we go off topic and I use a rules light system and let you guys run amok while I DM digitally. That could be something we could do special. It was cushy. But part of it is the way that fighters level up compared to the magicians and the mages and stuff who get new spells is they get to attack more often. And then they get spankier attacks that do different things. But I wanted to look at the raw numbers because I think there is something interesting going on in the reality versus game balance for melee characters versus spell slingers. And I'd like to see that. It also makes me think of the Boxer Rebellion, which is a really, really neat piece of Chinese history that I would like to eventually get into. Okay. Let's see. Makes paperwork go faster. I used to be fully ambidextrous, but then I received different damages in my hands. So now my left arm is marginally stronger than my right arm, but my right arm is a little more dexterous and has worse. So I am ambidextrous in a lot of things, and then I switch. So I prefer to fire firearms left-handed because I'm just a touch more left eye dominant, and I have less damage in my left hand, so it's a little more stable for accuracy. I fire a bow this way, and I fire the bow here, and it's always anchored right off of this little bone in my face because you anchor in the same place because this wrist is too damaged to be compressed, but this one can take a little bit. So I could still fire a very light bow this way. I used to fire very heavy bows, but again, we're back in. I'm going to prove to you by the end of this video I am back in training. I just need to get a Tai Chi ball workout DVD now to go with my new toy. I bet money Dr. Yang Ming has a great video on that. I'm good at Amok. Amok is good. A monthly game would be crazy fun. That would. I guess the designers thought of fights more like pro wrestling than UFC. Excellent point. The Well, I think D&D has always been designed to be more uh, cinematic. So the movie feel, and it has pros and cons. I want to see how it goes. Okay, and you think Donnie Yen threw 15 to 16 chain punches in about 6 seconds in one of the Ip Man movies. Now, there is a monk special ability called Flurry of Blows, which throws theoretically a whole bunch of little attacks, and that could stack. So that, or just by a basic fighter stance, I would put Donnie Yen as a 20th level fighter. I mean, at least a 20th. Yep, Dr. Yang. I'm telling you, there are a few people I always defer to when I want to look or study a style. If it is in the Chinese systems, starting with Dr. Yang is always a good idea. He knows what he's talking about. His presentation style is very clear and it's very accessible. And as I recall, the prices usually aren't too bad. Now, I'm an old relic of the VCD era where I'm still upset I don't have the second disc of the the 7-point form that the Chinese military had. It was really fascinating. It was sort of a study of how to take conscripts, people you forced into military service, from all walks of life and teach them a viable martial art right now. And I find it interesting. I need to look to see if I can find it again, because the last time I looked into it, it made a lot of sense. And the Historical Fencing Guild is we're a multinational organization, and we are multi-style. So I want to look into that. There are a lot of damage discussions done in what we do. You can see a lot of cutting tests, both done more for show, but Forged in Fire has a lot of them. Skallagrim has done some good cutting tests. I think Shad has, but I think Lindy Beige has too. So there are a lot of how much damage can this weapon actually do tests. I haven't seen a lot of speed trainer assessments, so I think this could be something really valuable. I've got both in the Amazon cart, just have to wait because all my monies went away for Christmas. Yes. I'm waiting to do some purchasing myself till about the 5th when my Amazon check comes in, and we'll see how much I got and the guild check. I'm also desperately looking for the right kind of trainer. And when I find it, I'll dance a jig. But it looks like Wu Jiao made those training rapiers with the octagonal bodies and the little ball ends, but I can't find them anywhere except Medieval Collectibles, which I love Medieval Collectibles, don't get me wrong, but their supply is spotty, and I would really like to get about 10 of them. I'm so serious on that. If I could get them at a good price, buying 10 of them and just making custom racks for those and the cold steel parry daggers would be this is the guild, this is what we're training with right now, because then we'd all have a base level. And I would split it between heavy and light again, except light would be those, and then heavy would be basically a more open format. It's something I'm working on, because I want us to be able to have universal training gear. And give me just a moment. Skull posted a video today about people complaining that small hand slots wouldn't do anything. Oh, small hand shots. He used LK Chen's Flying Phoenix and sliced a whole hand off at the wrist. Yeah. There are reasons we went to such, as a species, huge efforts to make armor. There are reasons why when I talk about making armor, there are two pieces that I focus on. Well, three. Having a chest plate, which is a plastron, is very mechanically simple at its easiest. You just basically need the lopped off corners of a rectangle. So it's a hexagon technically, but that comes down and cover your rib cage and your squishy bits. I don't want to have to talk about a cup, but it needs to be there. But I don't make those. Gorget, which we will go into making. I plan that's a 2023 thing. Is we need to do the gorget making video and bracers, quality gloves and bracers. Because the way I teach and the way a lot of us fight, those and possibly elbows are key. Now, in my storage unit or in my garage are two metal sabatons, which are not just a great sounding band, but they're type of armor that has an incorporated sort of elbow cup. It wraps around. What is that shape? Sort of like a sling pocket, you know. It's round here and comes out here and covers your arm. I have two of those. I do not intend to use them for their intended purpose. What I want to do is mount them like the cobbler's boot, where they're on a piece of board and then supported so that I can take plastic and use them as a form to heat plastic up and shape forearms for the people who participate. And he was surprised that he had cut through the whole hand. He was expecting to just cut into it. Yeah. It doesn't take nearly as much to do damage against unarmored flesh as people want to think. Hey, codpiece. Yes. So, let me come here. And go. We'll see if these are in I'm going to check real quick to see if what I'm talking about are even in stock. Because at last time I saw them, they were at $50. Oh, they have all sorts of nifty things. Oh, they have a sale going on that I did not know about. Dang it! Okay, well, first off, do this. Yep, just effing around barehanded, 13 strikes in 6 seconds, and I am not that fast. You will see how slow my nerves have me right now because I am slow. But we're gonna work on that. Okay. So we're gonna go back here so I can see you guys and see what's going on. We're on medieval collectibles. Let's see if it remembers my previous searches. No, it does not. Ollie. Oh. Oops. Oh. Now, they told me I wouldn't be able to sword fight anymore. And Johnny freaking Cage says, "Did you yell ora ora over and over again while punching?" No, I was counting. Point. I think we might just try setting up a timer, an egg timer, record it, and then count the attacks after. Thesis counted seconds. I lightly punched his palms and counted my hits. That's fine. This doesn't have to be perfect. We aren't doing this for science. Although we kind of are. We're doing this to figure out what we think of the validity and approach it. Now, these out of stock. See, out of stock. I need to find a source for these guys because they're very close to, they are essentially polypropylene foils. And I need to find something like that, or I need a actual small sword trainer. That's, again, polypropylene. But they aren't quite making them right now. So what we'll say Drop me out of my own stream. We'll just pop that away for now. I'm going to close that so I don't see it. Maybe. There we go. Thesis, I will use my phone timer, then count the hits after. Beautiful. That way it's... One, I don't want you guys thinking about tracking the counts. I just want to see you go, okay? This is going to go towards a couple things I want to talk about. Because part of it is, of course, the RPGs, but everybody who knows me know I'm not one to do anything for just one reason. When we start talking about practical effects, and when you see what are called sewing machine attacks, where to shank becomes a verb, the shank noun becomes the verb, and somebody, stops being a proper noun. A lot of it is very fast and ugly, bam, 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 stabbings. So understanding just how fast attacks can come, and understanding that I, with nerve damage, probably can't do much quick stuff anymore. I wanted, and see, that takes humility for me to admit. I may be at that physical part where those who can can't, those who can't. Those who can do, those who can't teach. As, that might just be where I'm physically. And if that is the case, I can use this sort gathering from you more able-bodied people to get valid info. Well, and that's okay, Kitty. Your fighting style, rope dart is a sniping style, mostly. So I don't see, if I just held it at the end and went, poke, poke, pop. And we're going to see, because what I optimally want to do is, and I'll probably spend the day making sure I'm in as functional shape as I can, taking ibuprofen, not ibuprofen, I'm not on ibuprofen anymore. Take some Tylenol, be real loose, do some drills so I'm in good flow, and see what I can do with the different weapon styles. Because what I use, how I attack with, a guy like this is going to be very different than how I attack with a hand axe. Or I'm looking at what I have, and I've been working on cleaning out so I don't have as many prop weapons around. But pop, getting these guys out so you can just sort of figure out what works for both raw speed, and then it might not be bad to do ones where you're doing raw speed just to see how fast you can go, and then how fast you actually go looking at bouts. We could look at previously viewed bouts and start setting timers up during exchanges. There's a lot of options we have, and I think it will be interesting to see. And thank you so much for your participation, because one thing I learned this year doing this is everybody reacts much better from participation. You like sending in the pictures to talk about, or the weapons to review. And please, this is for my Patreon members, who almost everyone here is, yes, the patented pokey approach. Pokety. Is a pokety. But also the bonk bonk, if there is a trainer you see that you desperately want me to review, let me know. I may not be able to purchase it right offhand, or I may have to make a proxy, but I'd be happy to do that, to review products for you, because you guys, your donations are what make that possible, and I want to be of service. There are a couple I am really interested in from different brands. I'm watching, for example, the is it Honshu line? They make a tactical katana thing that isn't really a katana. It looks like the mother of all fillet knives, but they have a trainer for that. They did the Spartan sword. There's a trainer for that. I'd like to get a hold of some more of those for test, and I may just start redistributing them. Buy them, test them, unless I fall in love with it, give them away to people or guild members or people who need it. I'm not sure. But let's see. There we are. So we have a lot of options that we can work with. And this is part of what we're going to do because humility time, the hard part, the injuries, and when you are recovering to gain functionality, you have to focus on day-to-day recovery. And it has been a lot for me to be able to do the things I can do. And I am grateful beyond measure, both for the support that you guys have been able to give me and the blessings. I try not to get preachy, especially on this show, that are letting me do things. Mostly like that. I used to be able to flip it back and forth all the time, but like that, when only a matter of months, maybe 18 months ago, all I could do is this. I couldn't even open my hands fully. So my journey has gone from, nearly complete lack of function, where I almost got bad enough that I would have needed in-home support if my physicality had degraded anymore. And it was probably a mix of stubbornness and adaptive mentality that kept me from that to I'm a functioning adult. And I want to get back into fighting, which means getting into training to fight. That's what I get to spend the majority of this winter doing, so that come spring, it's like getting in training for training. Let's see, some person. Hi, how you doing? How many signups do you have for hybrids? I honestly don't know. I don't have access to the numbers. There are quite a few. We did have some hangups because Indiegogo shadow banned the project before launch with no explanation or justification, and they're referring to both the comic and the Hybrids: The Sons of God. It's a role-playing game. But contact Luke Stone. It will be fun. Crowdfunded through Fund My Comic, not Indiegogo as previously planned. So there are some adjustments there. It's very disheartening to be punished without any explanation or justification or being told how one could amend it. So I'm glad Fund My Comic is going to exist as a alternative source. Wonderful. I'm glad. I really appreciate that. It's a great IP. It's a great comic. I'm proud. This is off topic, but you guys get to hear it. I'm many things. I'm an artist. I'm a game designer. I'm an author. I'll be partnered with Luke on a couple things. I wrote a short comic that I actually drew up when my hands weren't ready for public consumption, and then Luke used that as a layout, basically, for a project called Out of Obscurity that will also be launching very soon, where public domain characters are being brought back to the future with new ideas and new angles. I came up with the idea of Paul Bunyan Kaiju Slayer, and that actually was part of what started this whole project, along with some deep-seated shenanigans on Luke's part. But that will be coming out. I've done some limited writing and influence for Hybrids, the comic. It won't be anything big, and it won't be a major issue till, I want to say, after issue 12, I think. It's either issue 12 or issue 15, is when there'll be a kind of tonal shift as certain stories wrap up. But I'm the game designer for assuming it all comes out fun, Lockdown Games. And assuming we make money on the game, I will be doing a fantasy game using the base +2 engine, which I was talking about earlier. And with that, I want to use my expertise to tweak it quite a bit to make the game system feel a little bit more like combat, like historical combat feels to somebody who's done recreations. So it should be very interesting. I want to build a whole new system, and it will take me a while because I'm doing it right. I will also be porting Dusk Falls over Ravencleft Gorge, which is the game I wrote for Red Valkyrie Presents. Well, I wrote it and I play tested it on that. Nick would do well with the Meow Dao, I think. I agree it would be a good review if you can afford it. Send me the link on that one, and I will see how much it is. If it's lifesteal, I'm not currently doing a lot of lifesteal reviews. I am focused on trainers right now because that's my niche. But if there's a Meow Dao trainer, I would be all over that. And we'll see. And if not, then I just wait and save and pitch in to see if that's something people really, truly want, because I want to serve the community. And part of that is the Meow Dao related to the Hello Kitty Karambit? No, the Meow Dao is not, although I adore that theory. It is a type of Dao. And it is, oh boy. Yeah. That being said, I am already horribly tempted to do a Hello Kitty Meow Dao. So we will see. And thank you. Any other request suggestions? And while you're out there, keep an eye out for any lightweight trainers that look like small swords. I'd really like to see that. Meow Dao. Hey, Frog G, I haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. I'm sorry that we're both members of the Shadow Band Club. Maybe we can set up something with that. You should. I really should. I probably will. Get a wild hair up. But yeah, we have to focus, and we have to. At least I have to kind of clear my mind. And hey, Froggy, that's adorable. But I hope your the Frog G comic is doing well, in spite of all the issues. I'm taking my guys. When I say I'm taking getting back into training seriously, I'm taking it serious, y'all. Christmas and anniversary. You have been a busy amphibian. But because we all have to pull things together and get in a position where we can make what we want happen. And that forces horrible words that I don't like, that I need, like discipline and drilling and practice and sacrifice. But if we want to be the martial artists we want to be, we have to be healthy, we have to be clear-headed, and we have to lean into the athleticism a bit more than we have. Oh, let's see. Oh, I can't. Okay. The one thing is I cannot. Let me see. Come over here and let's look. Give me just a second to bring this back this way. Oh, did I turn that off? I did. Share screen. One moment. Boom. Why is Twitter up? That's odd. It says Twitter is up. Anyhow. LK Chen. Let me go here. File not found. We'll just do this. Boom. See if I can get that through here. Because I'm trying to copy it because in StreamYard, oddly, I can't cut and paste from Okay, chat, let's try this then. We will go all the way back here. All right. Ooh, one moment. Oh, you guys are going to make me look at sword porn again. Dear Lord. I know that's simple, but gosh, does that just butter my biscuits. Anyhow, we are looking for, let's see, other weapons? Sparring Meow Dow? Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Available as a set of 2. Nylon wrapped. That's good form. Okay. Accept and close. I have to take the cookies because I have no choice in the matter. How much are you? Let's see what this looks like. That's interesting. It's loading faster. $200 a piece. Wait, is that 200 for 1 or 2? Because if it's sold as 2 for 200, that's not terrible. It's going to handle basically like a fixed katana. Which means I can use it, but not the way it was intended, probably. That looks interesting. Okay. I am starring that. Putting that in my mobile bookmarks. You can't see that, but that's fine. And you know what? It didn't show up when I... okay, we'll do this. Go here. Hold on. I'm fixing the technical issue, so let's do that and see if it works. Yes. Whew. Christmas was nice. After, not as much, but I'm getting on. It happens. Totally needs the Hello Kitty treatment. Whoa, no, I have no problem with what she's saying. All the Drizzt players. You could get one and duct tape a steak knife too. Okay, well, what I will do, that is expensive. I'm not going to parse words on that. That is a very expensive rig. But it is a valid rig. So I keep trying to hit my solo layout button. The Han trainers are about $100 cheaper. Now, that wouldn't be too bad at all. But we can see, because I try to keep around $50 as the line. 200, that's like 100 million in third world money. Yeah, it's insane. And so expensive he got kicked out of the stream. Yeah, basically, yeah, just for a second, my world shorted out. It was brutal. But we will see. I'm still serious. If that's what you guys want me to look into, my problem is $200 is 4 of the training rapiers that I want to get to. And that's where the price balancing comes out. So we'll see. If it ever goes on dramatic sale or something, let me know. Because that does look great. And it's going to handle like... Here's the thing. It's going to handle like a katana, but made of proper steel. I said that. Well, a katana is folded. It's made... A katana is made the way it is because the iron in Japan was junk. Pot metal. Rubbish. And to purify it, they had to fold it and do a lot of things. The problem is they had to do, and they were brilliant in the application. The the spine had to be softer metal. The edge had to be harder, but it was very brittle. So they're fought a little differently. Whereas the Chinese steel wasn't nearly as hard on the edge, but it was a lot more flexible, a lot more forgiving. Yeah, pig iron. Heretic. No. The design of the katana is brilliant. And a modern steel katana with proper steel is a formidable, one-handed, single-edged weapon. It is a thing of beauty. You will find them throughout. Most cultures have developed from a 20-inch and about a 36-inch single-edged, primarily chopping weapon. It's delightful. First off, oops, sorry. Oh, I know. I absolutely know, Johnny. I'm not angry. Here's the thing, guys. As soon as my hair gets cut, it looks like I am furious all the time because I am suddenly focused. I'm not. I'm the same Nick as the poofball Nick, but I just get things done a little different. That or this is the start of my villain arc. Oh no, we shall see. But I've been looking into getting a pair of Han trainers and would like to know how well they function before I spend $100. That it really is at 100 for two. I think I could see. 200 is that's a huge outlay, so I have to see, and we know. And yes, Japanese steel is called pig iron for a reason. That's why I was laughing, Villain Nick. Oh God, no one wants to see Villain Nick. Really, you don't. It's terrifying. It's I tell people, please, please, please don't be a 7-letter word to me because I'm a better 7-letter word than you are. Everything I do, guys, is me trying to be a better person than I am. Really. I want to be, a Mr. Rogers in this world. Whether it's Steve Rogers or Fred Rogers, I want to be the good guy. I want to be the kind person. I want to be the forgiving person. And it takes effort. Sometimes it's not always easy. That's why I'm so good at thinking like a bad guy. It's in my head, and I just choose not to listen to it, or try to use what I have for positive. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to read that because I try not to swear on this channel at all. And on the other one, on my Nick Tucker channel, I may slip, but this usually has more educational aspects. But I will keep an eye out on that. And other than that, especially Patreon folks, start making your wish lists of what you want to see me review. If that's on there, let me know there or directly. Next, Nick, how would you fight off a ninja attack if it happened now? If a ninja attack happened, there are only two real areas of entry because eyes clear the room, so I know that no one is behind this curtain. They'd have to come through the window, which means I would probably grab the first knife that's handy. They're coming through, counter with that, back up and grab a longer weapon stick while asking for assistance over there. Depending on now, should they come from the door, I have a throwing axe in reach I could grab and launch as a distraction to get again towards something a little more formidable, working my way step by step through the assorted intended and unintended weapons of the room fighting always like a Sith, wherein I throw scenery at people till they stop doing whatever it is I dislike. You're looking at sword combat, so I would want to grab one of my longer weapons to gain and maintain reach while hollering for Manda to get projectile weaponry to solve said problem. I mean, I'm not really doubting that I can't, depending on the level of the ninja I am encountering. The last ninja I dealt with seriously ended up having to get new front teeth. So I try to avoid them, but I am literally, while it's disorganized, I am in my place of power and comfort. So I'm not terribly worried. North Sellers, keep up the great work. Thank you. And if you like my great work, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And any questions you have, fire away. I very, very rarely act on those impulses, but believe me, it's there. I get it. Oh, the back scratcher video. Okay. This doesn't need to be there. Here we go. Back scratcher video. Do it. Okay. Now, this is going on to the wall of knowledge to remind me that I have 3 major projects forming. The back scratcher video, I have to do something for my friend Kat, and not Kitty. I have multiple friends of feline persuasion. And I have to draw Joe Bachman as a Pokemon. I have to design a Pokemon based on Joe because of a conversation that was had. Yeah, let's see. And we'll do this, and we'll come back here. Oh, we got a comment dump. Yay! I have this horrible completionist streak when it comes to video games. So if there is a light-dark aspect, I will play as a dark character, but feel awful while doing it. I have attempted that. And ironically, it's just not me. And it isn't fun for me. And since it's not a paid job, why would I do it? My villain arc isn't going to be, if it were to occur, that negative. It's just more focused. It's putting my agendas and making them happen. Because I keep being accused of being able to do that by some people. Might as well see if I can. I usually have to pause and play the light character for a bit to make myself. Yeah, I can't do that. Some person gave a question, a pondering thing. But that's what the character would do. You know what? I did. I have played, because I'm the DM. I'm a forever DM, GM. I play all the bad guys. That's why I don't like to play them when I'm a player. I'm every bad guy. And depending on the capability of the bad guy, I can be bad. Because that's what the character would do. Okay, and this is what the villain would do. You counterspell the healing spell? Yes. Why? He wants you to suffer. I have some truly monstrous villains in my world, so it makes sense that I don't play the villain when I am in a more main character-ish role, although everyone knows I'm a born support. Every room in my apartment has blades of some kind about it. I'm not worried about attacks. I'm never without a knife because I can't really function mentally without having my knife on hand. Giggles. That sounds good, but one could be hiding under behind your monitor. Actually, no, one can't because there is no room for space there, and there is a 50-inch TV under my table between me and there, so they'd have to get around the TV. I also literally sweep my room every time I come in, and I do regular house sweeps because I was brought up. My father he served in the military in Vietnam, and he taught me a level of vigilance. Now I've worked to keep it controlled, but there are certain habits that never go away. There's also a slight streak of OCD in my bloodline. So my locks get checked frequently. My rooms get swept. I pay attention. Now, I would avoid conflict if at all possible, whenever possible, simply because it's not my style. But if I have no other choice, then I go into total and complete engage the threat. Took me around 8 months to finish Infamous as a dark character. I can understand that. But then again, today's ninjas aren't as great as they used to be. Sure they could. They could be mouse ninjas. Well, I have cats, so the cats they would the lovely mouse ninjas, which I would respect mouse ninjas, uh, would have to silently incapacitate my cats without noticing, and that would be very difficult for me. So I'm not terribly worried about mice ninjas, and if mice have become sentient to that level, I think they would have the good sense, like most small creatures, to realize I'd rather not be a problem, and if they just want to talk, reason, and negotiate with me, it's a far easier way than trying to assassinate me or attack me in any form. We have interesting conversations here. Cat's got nothing on Jerry. Right, but see, I just buy cheese. I mean, if I had a sentient mouse like Jerry, who communicative, etc., and I was aware of it, I would simply treat him like a roommate and or buy him cheese because he doesn't ask a lot. He also has four turtles under him. Yes. Yes. If mice cause me trouble, I will ask for some turtles. If it's that kind of mouse/rat, it's not my problem. I asked Trey. She's the rat whisperer. She's like Willard, but hot. I'm going to get in so much trouble for that, despite it being totally accurate. But we do have some interesting conversations. I also want to talk about something else, and there's a reason behind the 6-second challenge. I want you guys to realize how a favorite Assassin's Creed character. Go! I lost his name. If it's the main character, it's the main character from Black Sails, the pirate. Edward? Was it Edward? Anyway, if not, it's Da Vinci. Uncle Mario. Hello. That's funny. Enzio, I'm basic like that. As long as no one likes the people in the completely pointless, and there's nothing wrong with Enzio. He's a great character. Future aspect. I hate the future worlds in that game. Let me just get to doing what I want to do. And now sea shanties are just blasting through my mind because that happens. But we are well over an hour. I think we've had an entertaining show. I have to set up a video before a secret folder and distribute it for the people who are interested in participating in the 6-second challenge. So I want to be able to do that so I don't forget and I can get it out there to make sure you guys aren't waiting on me. Now, other than that, let me hit the stop sharing because I don't need that bunging me down. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. John, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Go. You're taking me back to places in my life and other incarnations, so to speak, uh, where I was singing the Star Trek parody version of that song with a whole bunch of drunken Scots, and I'm the only one not in a skirt. For the drives are cold and the red shirt's dead, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Scotty, leave her. Anyway, that being said, I want to wish every one of you a wonderful new year. I intend to be back. Ooh, I understand. That hurts. I'm afraid to identify with characters. They usually die. I will be back next Friday at 8 p.m. for another episode of the Historical Fencing Guild live stream. Hopefully, I'll have something up before then, and we will do some reviews on how fast your attacks come. And guys, I want to see you push it, but after you've pushed it, even if you don't want to share it, figure out what speed feels natural for you. And Cindy Kep says, don't forget to tip the host. Yes, you can send me funds at any point at paypal.me/Nicholas Tucker. And feel free to join the Historical Fencing Guild Patreon to join the conversation at any time. Most weeks I get out the Cyber Tacto, the discussion of what's going on. Yes, my books. Thank you. Go get Nick's books. They're a lot of fun. They're available through Amazon. More are coming in 2023. Thank you for making season 3. That's right, folks. We're on. This is the last episode of season 3 of the Historical Fencing Guild live stream. That means when I see you next, it will be 2023. It will be season 4, and hopefully we'll jump to some new things. I want to thank everyone who's taken part. Thank the chat. You guys have helped make this year much, much better than it would have been without your absence. And those of you who are working and improving, I am so very proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys because you are doing your drills. You're looking around. I see you. You're kind to yourselves and each other. And I can't thank you enough for supporting your local swordmaster. So see you next year.